All right, we're always talking about officiating in the NBA. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's great. If your team loses the game, it's probably not due to officiating. Some games are worsely officiated than others, but I'll never blame officials for my team losing the game. But with that being said, they do make some really bad calls. This one especially was really, really bad. You can review plays, coaches can challenge plays, and officials will make a bad call, watch the replay, know it's the wrong call, and then just stand on that call and not even reverse it when it's obviously not a foul. This channel is called Mr. Buck Buck Clips. Check out Mr. Buck Buck Clips. This is a smaller channel because you can't find this on the NBA channel. They pretty much expunged this footage or whatever you want to call it. It is muted, or Adam Silver's sending me to prison for sure. Jokic gets the ball. Hardaway comes off the screen. Great pass by Jokic. Hardaway goes up for the three, kicks his leg out, jumps 1 foot forward. Keep in mind, there's no whistle. There wasn't a whistle on this play. Hardaway's over there pretending he's hurt and looking at the official, acting like his ankle is jacked up, but it was miraculously better as soon as this play ended. But if we see, Hardaway jumps forward, intentionally lands on the defender's foot. He did that on purpose. But if y'all watch the defender, he literally goes backwards. He gets up there to contest Tim Hardaway, jumps backwards to not be in his landing space. Hardaway kicks out his foot and lands on the defender's foot on purpose, then grabs his ankle and tries to act like he's hurt. Now he's limping around. I watched the rest of the game. His ankle was miraculously better as soon as they came back down on offense. These Jays are fucking sick, so I will give him that. Those are some sick Jordans he has on. Ty Lue saying you didn't call the foul because there was no whistle on the play. Ty Lue just says whatever, man, just lets it go, but there was no whistle blown. He says here, we're reviewing the play for a hostile act, but there was never a foul called. Y'all already saw it. Let me know what y'all think, but defender takes a step backwards. He's going away from Hardaway to not get that landing foul, to not get that landing space foul called on him. So again, he comes forward, literally steps backwards. Hardaway kicks his foot out, lands on his foot on purpose, and then pretends his ankle is hurt. If you don't get the call, just pretend you hurt your ankle. It works 100% of the time, it seems like. But they go on. Just to ruin the ending. If y'all want to check it out, y'all can. But to spoil the ending, they go on. They review it. They do call a hostile act on this, and then he gets 3 free throws, and Denver gets the ball back. And it just makes no sense, dude. We all saw this. Maybe you have a different opinion from me, but in my opinion, if you literally take a step backwards to not be in their landing space, Hardaway, whatever shooter it is, if you take a step backwards, defender literally steps back a whole foot. Hardaway jumps forward an entire foot, sticks his leg out, lands on his foot on purpose. A foul doesn't get called again. There was no whistle on the play, but Hardaway goes down. He's gripping his ankle and crying to the officials basically. And they review it for a hostile act, and it was never even a foul call. So that's why Ty Lue is mad. It doesn't get called for a foul. To be honest, the Clippers, check it out right here one more time. The Clippers, right at this point, that's after he airballs the three, the ball goes out. You see right here, the official gets the ball. He should be passing the ball back to Sanders. They should be inbounding and playing basketball already. But because Hardaway, again, it's an offensive foul, dude. They inserted that rule where if a player kicks out their foot or has an unnatural shooting motion, which this definitely was, and it was a kick out. He kicked out, obviously. He lands on his foot on purpose, and then they reward him because he grabs his ankle and pretends to be hurt. Again, I watched the rest of the game. His ankle was just fine. The very next play, he's playing 100%, but he kind of limped around for a little bit to pretend his ankle was hurt, and it's so frustrating. Don't officiate based on the player's reaction. Officiate based on your skills as an official. And let's say, all right, they missed the first call. It's all good. Let's say they got the call wrong. Again, there wasn't a whistle. It was never called a foul. But let's say they did call it a foul. They called a foul on the defensive player, and they challenged it. That's basically what happened because they're reviewing the play for a hostile act. Again, wasn't called a foul, but because Hardaway goes down and is grabbing on his ankle for some reason, they don't let the Clippers inbound the ball. All because Hardaway is pretending to be hurt, and that just makes me sick, honestly, dude. Then they go and review it, and they do call a hostile act on, is it Sanders, the defender? Just watch it one more time. It's just so bad, dude. They call it a hostile act on this when he takes a step backwards to try to not be in his landing space, just one more time, he steps in, literally pulls his foot out from underneath him. Hardaway kicks the foot out and intentionally lands on his foot, then pretends to be hurt. Again, I don't think officiating is terrible in the NBA. Some people like to act like, oh, officials are ruining the game. It's the same people. They'll say, oh, officiating's terrible in the NBA. This is why I haven't watched NBA basketball for the past 10 years. And those are kind of the last people to listen to tell you about the state of the NBA when they admit they haven't watched games in 10 years. And all they watch is clips like this and then just say, oh, officiating sucks. The NBA sucks. So I'm not making a video to say the NBA sucks or officiating sucks, but it has been pretty bad, to be totally honest, especially calls like this. The 3-point landing space foul calls have been just out of control, and I've seen multiple plays like this. This one was especially egregious, though, because they don't call a 3-point foul in the first place, which was the right no call. There was no call. There was no foul, rather, in my opinion. If Hardaway sprained his ankle because he kicked his foot out and landed on, again, I believe it's Sanders. If he lands on his foot on purpose and sprained his ankle, then maybe next time don't kick your foot out and land on some dude's foot on purpose to try to draw a foul. And he's grabbing his ankle, pretending to be hurt. Once the officials see him grabbing his ankle and pretending to be hurt, they don't let the Clippers inbound the ball when LA should have been able to inbound the ball immediately, and they go to review for a hostile act. Y'all saw Ty Lue saying there was no foul call, so how can you review a hostile act on a play that wasn't even called as a foul? Then moving on from that, they go ahead and they review it, and they said this was a hostile act by the Clippers defender, and they reward Hardaway with 3 free throws, and the Nuggets get to keep the ball. And it's just terrible, dude. Again, I get if you make the wrong call. If you make a wrong call, it's bang bang. It's in live action. I get it. I don't expect the refs to get every single call right. They get a lot of the calls right. They do a really good job in live action for the most part. But on this one, happens live action, no foul gets called, whatever. We move on. We go to the replay. We're already past what happened before. I don't think it should be going to replay at all, but let's say we're past that point. Now we watch the replay, and the refs just have, I guess pride is the word. There's like, nope, that was the right call. Even though there was never a foul called in the first place, they watch the replay and they say, actually, Hardaway, he grabbed his ankle, he pretended to be hurt. So yeah, that was a flagrant 3-point call. Flagrant 3-point landing space call, even though we all saw it, dude. Clippers defender, again, I think it's Sanders. I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong name, but you see him. We'll watch it just one more time, dude. Y'all already saw it. I imagine most sane-minded people agree with me, but let's just see it one more time, dude. Literally takes a 1-foot step backwards. He was in his landing space. He literally slides backwards to get out of the landing space. If he stays right there, okay, foul, but he slides a foot backwards. Hardaway jumps a foot forwards, kicks his foot out, intentionally lands on his foot, then pretends like he hurt his ankle. Even though, like I was saying, if you watch the game, as soon as this play was done, the Nuggets' next offensive possession, Tim Hardaway's running around like nothing happened, because nothing did happen. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Again, this is Mr. Buck Clips. He's a smaller channel. You can't find this footage on the NBA channel. They pretty much just expunge stuff like this. They just throw this under the carpet because they know this was the wrong call, first of all. Again, it wasn't even called a foul in the first place, so they got it right in the first place, just no call. But then Hardaway pretends his ankle is hurt, and they go to review a play that was never called a foul in the first place. Ty Lue's pissed off. I'm pissed off. And let me know what y'all think. It makes no sense to me, dude. They need to get better at that. They need to call those offensive fouls, because there should have been an offensive foul at the end of the day for Hardaway kicking out his foot. But please let me know what y'all think. I think it's, I think officiating's bad in the NBA. I think a lot of the time the officials are really good, especially in live action stuff. They'll make a call. I'll say that's a terrible call. That's a bullshit call in live action. Then I watch the replay and I say, all right, that actually was the right call. That's a great live action call by the refs. But this was a terrible one. What really frustrates me is when they go to the replay and they still stand on the call, even though the call was just absolutely bad. It's like, what's the point of the challenge calls if you are going to watch the replay and still double down and just stand on the terrible call you originally made? But please like and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Peace out, bro.